what up, man?
Yo, I'm asleep. It's like, greetings, salutations, everyone. Welcome back to This Is It podcast. I'm your co-host, Corey Ron, along with my partner in crime, Hollywood. What's up, brother?
Not much. It's your boy Hollywood DA. Just chilling. 4th of July weekend. Ready, starting to party a little bit early. You know what I'm saying? Ready to dive into this episode. You know what I'm saying? It's a busy day. You know, holiday weekends be crazy. So I had to get up and get a bunch of stuff straight. But we're going to a couple of cookouts tomorrow. So going to definitely enjoy the rest of the weekend after this. Not that I don't enjoy talking to y'all, but you know what I mean.
That's what's up, man. That's right, man. It's happy 4th of July weekend, everybody. And last but not least, man, my Phenom. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, family? Looking all melanated, both of y'all, yo. Ready to get this weekend started, man. Like, I'm excited about getting on this grill, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't really give a fuck about 4th of July, but I give a fuck about grilling. So we're going to get it popping today.
That's right, man. And look, everybody, thank you for tuning in. If you're watching us right now or listening to us right now, hit that like button, subscribe, leave some comments and subscribe to the channel. I like to let you know that This Is It podcast, which is our show, can be found on all streaming platforms, including Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple. As everybody knows right now, we're going to be talking about episode 4 of Loki, entitled The Nexus Event. And boy, what an episode of so much craziness. And look, man, we're just going to have to get right into it, man. So what about you guys? Y'all ready to get into it?
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Let's get it.
All right, man. Let's do this, yo. So as I said, this show is entitled The Nexus Event. This is Loki series that's streaming on Disney Plus. So the first scene, just to let everybody know, it starts right off on Asgard. And there's a young girl playing, and then all of a sudden the TVA comes in and says, this is the variant, and takes her. And the TVA cops, so to speak, one of them is actually Ravonna, as you know, a young TVA agent, and she places a reset charge, resets the whole thing. They take the girl, you know, through the booking. This is when you start to realize that this girl is possibly Sylvie, and you really start to realize that this is actually Sylvie at a young age. And right when they're about to start her case and about to present her, Sylvie hits Ravonna, steals her TemPad, and jumps through a time portal. And then you see the current Ravonna walk inside the elevators, and you see the images of the timekeepers, and then that's the opening scene, and it stops. So I want to stop right there really quick and just go right to Ali, just to get your thoughts on this opening scene. What were your thoughts about this whole opening scene with this series, episode 4 of Loki?
I mean, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I ain't a lie. As soon as I saw it, I knew it was Sylvie. Like, it wasn't like any kind of great mystery or what have you. But, you know, they had it going through the process. It was all the same people, same shit. So it was cool. Give you a little background story to see why the judge, I don't know the name. What you said, Ravonna? Is that her name?
Ravonna. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Ravonna. She's definitely a black woman.
We can call her the judge, though. Why not?
But see why she's so stuck on catching this variant. I mean, I know she says the timekeepers are on it, but she definitely got a little personal vendetta because she let a little 10-year-old put the move on her, the juke. Yeah. So, but it was cool. It was cool to get a little background.
Yeah. What about you, Phenom?
Yo, I thought the opening was good, man. But, you know, fun fact, that's Judah from The Walking Dead playing the little girl. So that's Rick's daughter.
Oh, yeah, it is. It was. I thought I recognized her. That was her.
Yep.
Wow.
But, you know, kids doing the escape kick to get away from adults. Everybody does it in movies and TV shows. Kick them in the shin. The adults feel that because the shin is the most vulnerable part of your body. Yo, you hit your shin on the part of the bed. You know, it's hurt.
That shit do hurt. That shit hurt like a bitch.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, but you know, it does bring some questions about Sylvie, because I thought she didn't grow up on Asgard.
Yeah.
I thought that was said in the beginning, but I could have misheard. But you know,
I guess you could count. Oh, my bad. I was gonna say you can count that as not growing up because they snatched their ass up pretty early.
Oh yeah, it's true, yo. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess there's no age you can get in the system, yo. because they snatched her ass up early.
Yeah, that was what I noticed about this that really perked my ears up, is the fact that they took her as a kid and called her a variant before she even did anything. She hadn't even caused anything yet. And it was like, oh, that's the variant, let's take her. So it's like, why are they taking this girl as a kid? And that really just threw me off. And you can really see why Ravonna has such a vendetta against this particular Loki, because like you said, she did the post and pivot and kicked her in the shin, took off, yo. And I was like, but you're right. Every kid has done that move in every movie to get away from adults. And she clearly has it. And I'm not going to lie, when I thought there was no such thing as the timekeepers, of course, we're going to go further along in this episode and realize, but when I finally saw her go through the golden elevators and I actually saw the figures of the timekeepers in the background, I was like, oh, God, I guess, goddamn, they are real.
I was surprised to see them. I was like, oh, shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was with you. Like, oh, I was wrong on that one.
But you know what?
I was right.
we talked about that, But the thing is, Ravonna may have a grudge, but Sylvie got a bigger grudge because she was just playing with her fucking toys, won't bother nobody, and then get snatched up. And now she got to fend for herself in all these timelines as a youngster. So I would blow that shit up too.
Yeah, you can tell why she has that mission on why she's so determined to get back, because and she'll explain it later on, actually, in the next scene, they took their life away from her. So actually, this is a nice segue into the next scene. Sort of like the next scene is it shows that Mobius talks to Ravonna, and Mobius talks to Ravonna and wants to know what the timekeepers said. So Ravonna says they're not happy with her, yada yada yada. Then Mobius goes to Ravonna and say, look, I want to talk to Hunter C20. And Ravonna says that she's dead and just keep it between us. And of course, Mobius like, I don't understand what happened. She looked just fine. And he's like, look, she touched her head and put an enchantment on her, and she just started talking out of her head and got all crazy. Okay, well then it goes back to Loki and Sylvie on Lamentus, and they're basically waiting for the planet to destroy them. And that's when they have this moment when they're having to come into reality that this is the end. And that's when you hear Sylvie state that they took my life away from me. They took me when I was a kid, yada, yada, yada. And I guess this is just kind of how it ends for me. And they start having this moment of sharing their feelings. And that's when this sudden Nexus event happens in the timeline. And that's when Mobius and Hunter B12 are able to spot them in the timeline. And right when the planet is about to be destroyed and this tidal wave of cosmic chaos is coming towards them, 2 time portals open up, and then the scene ends. Of course, you realize that they both go through these time portals. So I'm going to stop right there before we go to the next scene. But you guys watching this particular scene with Mobius talking to Ravonna kind of doing the post and pivot on the comments, not really answering comments, and then noticing Sylvie and Loki type having this connection of a Nexus event. I mean, what were you guys' thoughts on that whole scene?
Well, I mean, obviously when my black lady Ravonna, now I know that's her name. It's sad because I haven't been watching this one with the captions on. I'm bad at names. Usually I watch shows with the captions on.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Exactly. But of course, Mobius, he was already like, this bitch lying to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? He won't even like no hiding. But it was just like whatever. So, the Loki thing and all that, it's just like with TV shows and movies. I don't understand, man. Y'all been trying to hunt these motherfuckers down just because you're gonna hit them with the burner. What's the stick?
Yeah, I like that. Right? Let's call it the burner because but they get pruned. Yeah, let's call it the burner, yo. I like that. You're
about to hit them with the burner, like, hey, yo, they already on the planet about to explode. Y'all found them, yo. Just let them die. Like, I'd be like, yo, just let them roll. Just let them die. Yo. But it's with they gotta how they say the day in court.
That's how it is, man. That's how it is. Phenom, what are your thoughts on this whole scene with this whole scene? With Owen Wilson and the judge, and Loki and Sylvie. Just your thoughts before we move on to the next one.
I mean, like I said before, other episodes. I mean, he was nosy. And he was asking probing questions because he was being nosy. It's just like, your boss say, hey, did you do something? He be like, I don't know what you're talking about. They already know the answer to the shit. They know you did it. They just want to see if you're gonna lie to him or not. You know what I'm saying? That's what he called, and a lot of kind of solidify his feelings, like his uneasiness of the situation.
Right.
But it's funny though. It's like, if if Sylvie and Loki wasn't sharing intimate details and start to look like they was trying to fall in love, and the timeline starting to get an erection, they would have never found him, yo. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit start going just like that.
That shit,
You know what I'm saying? So like, oh shit, that
pop
shit is
some Viagra.
for real. That line
And they were
is
like,
insane.
I never seen one this big. It was
Exactly.
like the white girls in the porn on that joint. I never seen
And they
one
knew
this
something had to get there, yo.
Yeah.
But it's funny though. I mean, like like you said, they could have just let him die. They knew what they was. They could have just let him die because that Nexus event wasn't going to do anything. This was going to destroy the moon they were on. But it's all Wilson. Like his uneasiness about the situation is starting to show through, and he looks mad confused. Like, why are you lying to me? What are you protecting? Like, what's really going on? So he's not saying it with his words, but you can see it on his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys hit it. Y'all talking about that timeline hit the Viagra erection?
Yeah.
Oh my god. It did.
And for real, this is one thing, y'all. I'm an asshole. I tell you, I already know I'm a known asshole. You know how much of an asshole you got to be just if you happen to share your feelings to another person, it caused a whole event. Like, they was like, we never seen this before. Like, that shit crazy, yo. Just because you started sharing some feelings, yo, it caused the whole Nexus event. Like, you gotta be a real asshole for that, yo.
That's what I thought, man. I was like, Loki's gotta be like the worst person on the planet, or these Lokis, period. The fact that they actually started to have emotions and feelings at some point, all of a sudden the timeline got an erection, and you're like, where did this come from? I've never seen this before, so it really is interesting. So I actually had to stop it and really think about that. Like, that was so odd. The branch in the timeline clearly happens when the two Lokis start having a connection. Now I'm wondering, what is this? What is a particular reason that this is actually happening? But I think, like you guys touched on it, the reason why this Nexus event is because the two Lokis are bringing the good out in each other. Like, by themselves, they're organized chaos amongst themselves. But for some reason, the both of them are bringing out the good in each other, and I think that's what causes this Nexus event. And it's just really interesting. Go ahead, O.
No, I'll just go ahead and let you know.
I thought you were about to say something. You look like you was on deck for something, yo. I was like,
No.
It was good. And then also, look, we know Mobius, he is fishing around and asking a lot of questions because he knows something is up. And as this continues, he'll get more curious and more curious. And actually, we can let's go into the next scene here. So let's see. Okay, basically this is the particular where Loki and Sylvie are back now at the TVA. And they're placed in time holding cells. Right before Loki is placed in the time cell, he actually says, Mobius, they're lying to you. Mobius like, whatever. And Mobius goes back and, puts Loki in the cell. So then Mobius goes back to Rihanna. Yeah, the judge. Let's call her the judge. Goes back to the judge and say, hey, I know I call her Rihanna, but it goes back to the judge and says, hey, instead of me interrogating Loki, because it really doesn't seem like he knows anything, let me interrogate Sylvie. Ravonna, of course, is not having it. She's totally against it. And she tells him, go back and interrogate Loki. Right when she leaves to go interrogate Loki, there's Hunter B-15 in the hallway, stops Mobius in the hall and asks Mobius, did Loki ever say anything to you? And he says, yeah, Loki says that they're lying to me. Mobius goes back to question Loki. Of course, he wants to know from Loki, why did you say that? Mobius questions him about the variant, trying to figure out what caused the Nexus event. They go back and forth. Mobius pushes his buttons, even then starts to get on him about Sylvie and the timekeepers. And that's when Loki finally comes out and says, you all are variants and were taken from the timeline and your memories were wiped and erased. You had a family. And Mobius, for a second, looks like he believes them. And then he's like, oh, you got me. And he doesn't believe him, but he kind of does believe him. And then he puts Loki back in the time cell, and that's kind of the end of that scene. So it was a lot of information, but I'm going to stop right there because that's when the ball really starts rolling in this series. What were you guys' thoughts about this? Ali, I'll go to you first.
I mean, it's like you say, he hit him with the, like, are you lying? But he's like, are you really lying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely just giving him some confirmation on some of the thoughts he was already having. But really, the only thing I want to talk about in this scene is where they put Loki at, the little mini hell shit. So,
oh yeah, that shit was crazy. Yeah, you.
Yeah, that would be the worst, yo. Like, if you had to, what if that's what hell is, yo? They just don't put you in a situation where you just did some dumb shit, grimy shit, especially to a lady, and you got to deal with her just coming in and yakking at yakking.
Yeah,
and
not only that, kicking you in the private area over and over again.
But I had to lie. About the third time, I was like, Loki, what the fuck is going on, yo? You know it's right hook. No, you motherfucking duck. Do something. Like, he just still talking like, it's me. You're not going to believe this. Like, no, look. After the second hook, I've been like, yo, hold up. She would have came out, I've been like, oh, no. Like, you stand your ass over there. I'm going to stand over here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But no, that's hell. That's hell. A woman scorned is hell, people.
Super facts. Hey, I'm not friends with any of my exes, yo, for a reason, yo. Because I'm scoring people.
What were your thoughts about this whole scene, Phenom?
I mean, it was great. I really liked the fact that, one thing, when Ravonna and Mobius was in the office, they was drinking, they was, googling at each other. I thought some Marvin Gaye was about to come on or something, the way she was looking at him. She probably was going to try to throw him something to throw him off the scent. You know what I'm saying? That's what girls do too. Throw you something to keep it quiet and stuff like that. But, he was like, you know what? One drink, I'm good. He swiped the joint. And, and the thing is, how could she not know though? I mean, the thing is, if you know some shit is going awry, everybody know you gotta protect your phone if you're doing dirt. Yeah, everybody know that. That's a rule number one in life. If you're doing dirt, ain't nobody getting to your electronic devices. You know what I'm saying? So, but he was playing it cool. He's like, nah, let me dip. I got some work to do or whatever. But I mean, it's the part that got me when Loki was really telling him, like, yo, they lying to you. And I could prove that they lying to you. You just got to believe it. And he was like, I ain't believe it. But then when he stepped out the hallway, he was like, yeah, I'm about to follow this lead, see where it takes me. And sure enough, he followed that lead. Like Nas said, you better stop looking for something before you get to crying. And that's what happened. Mobius saw what it was. He's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it was. If you go looking for something, you'll eventually find the answer that you're looking for. And look, we all know I think he's deep down inside has always felt this way, that something's up. And just digging these leads and wanting to talk to C20 and her not giving him the opportunity to it. Even when Mobius comes right out of the scene and right there, Hunter B-15 is like, hey, what did Loki said? When I'm looking at Hunter B-15, she was under the enchantment that Sylvie did to her. You can tell something clearly is on her mind that she wants to get to Loki to find out exactly what is going on with her, because she somehow has some memories unlocked, which, of course, we'll get to later. But then that Mobius knows something, and he knows something's going on, and what he has to do is, you can tell he's hurt a little bit because he kind of really did trust Loki for something, but he starts to play bad cop in order to get that information out of him. I don't think he's playing bad cop because he really wants to, but he knows I got to play bad cop right now in order to excite this guy to get the information out that I really need. And clearly he did. And as soon as he heard it, he was like, okay. I think that's what I was looking for. But we got some couple comments here, man. If we want to get to them before we continue on, moving on. So, Ali, let me know when you get, those queued up so we can, see what people have to say about this, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we can, yeah, man. This is
see what people have to say about this, man.
Playing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. This is
What's good, gentlemen? I finally fucking made it.
Zombie.
I didn't think I would, but I did.
Yes, sir. James
Zombie is in the building. Welcome back, James, man. Always good to have you, man. You made it, brother. You have made it, man. You have made it. We got another comment here. Ali, if you want to cue that up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once again.
Ali, you want to cue that up?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once again.
Once again.
Bro, we've seen this before. Salute to y'all, man. Anyway, thanks for having the convo. But we've seen this before. We've seen in other movies where the ironic truth hits the person who doesn't want to believe it, but they do believe it deep down. And a lot of times that's what they portray. They portray these long pauses, these scenarios, these scenes where we know he knows that there's a bit of truth to what Loki or anybody on the other side is saying, because they've already been thinking about that themselves in their mind, their memories, things like that of that nature. So it's always the irony of those.
Super facts, yo. That's so real, man.
Real talk.
Yes,
Charlie Roy, man. Thank you so much for that comment, man. And keep bringing them in, man. We want to definitely hear what you guys have to say about the series as we continue on with this episode. I like to jump it off, man, to what Charlie said, man. Ali, what were your thoughts on his comment, man? You know, he's talking about people really, you know, wind up hearing what they don't want to hear when they're in the ones that are most denial about it.
I mean, it definitely happens. I mean, it happens just in real life, man. It could be just something with your boys. Like, say something happened, like when your boys telling you, you know, A is telling you that B is shiesty or doing something. And you're like, no, man, me and B cooler than the fan, you know what I'm saying? We're cooler than, you know what I'm saying? Like polar bear's toenails, as my boy would say. So, but at the same time, you probably seen some shiestiness out of B. But you just like, nah, he ain't gonna do it to me. He ain't gonna do it. And so your first man's still like, yo, he's shady. Watch your back. And he's like, no. But you know what's up. You like, yo, this nigga is shiesty, man. You know what I mean? So you gotta watch yourself. Like, even though it's not coming from your boy per se. I mean, it's coming from quote unquote person you hunting down, a criminal variant or what have you. He already knows what it is. Like the thoughts, the seeds has been planted before Loki got there.
Yeah, totally agree, man. Totally agree. Phenom G, you want to say something? We got another comment before we go to that comment.
Definitely. I mean, he's definitely on. Like that comment was on point because you know, like even like Ali said, like you know, you your girl done did something, your boy done seen it, told you like, yo, you gotta watch out for her. You're like, I love her though. I mean, like, nah, you jealous, yo, and all this stuff. Nah, it ain't that, yo. But then you start looking at it sideways, like you start peeping out stuff, and that's what happened with Mobius. I mean, I think I will step back a little bit. I would say Mobius, he was just doing his job, catching variants. You know what I'm saying? And then Loki really kind of manipulated him to think like, yo, is this real or is it not real? You really got to start thinking about it. He's like, you know what? Maybe it's not real. I've been doing it for a long time. I'll start paying more attention. We start seeing him pay more attention as the episodes progressed. I mean, but you know, that's a spot on comment.
Oh no, I said Loki definitely started fanning them flames, yo. It was a little spark. Loki got up there, started fanning them flames. He was like, next thing you know, we got a full ass campfire, bonfire.
Inferno.
I was about to say Inferno out this bitch. So
I agree.
It is
absolutely.
It is, so get the penicillin, burn it, nigga.
Yeah. We got another comment from another one from the community here. Let me know, Ali, when you ready, so we can get to that.
The community here. Let me know, Ali, when you
say. See what they have to say.
Get to that. See what they have to say.
Man, Loki is always being into some shit. It doesn't matter whether he wants to be in the shit or not. He's always going to be in there. I've seen the first episode of it. I haven't gotten caught up. I wanna get it, a few episodes going before I finally catch up with it. But from what I've seen, it was definitely a really good show, and I'm definitely looking forward to more. How many episodes?
Yeah, James, man, always good to have you. Oh man, I really enjoyed the show. It comes out every Wednesday. and there are a total of 6 episodes. So right now it is on episode 4, and there are 2 more episodes, and the episodes are anywhere from 40 to 50 minutes long.
They're not long. Yeah. You can fly through these.
Yeah,
come on, James, you gotta catch up, man. Catch up, man.
Yeah, man, James, where you at, brother? You got to get on it, man. But so good to have you in the conversation, man. But Loki's always getting into something, and you'll see in this series that it is Loki. It's Loki right out of Endgame. Well, this starts after Endgame, but it's a Loki plucked right out of the original Avengers. But I don't want to say too much, but you really are going to take a ride with Loki in this series. And yeah, man, come join us, man. You can get caught up, man. Stay with us, brother. It's all good. So we're going to
let me chime in real quick, Corey. I got a quick question.
Please do.
Observation. So you know how, like, we talk about how Loki's a master manipulator, because even in the Avengers, remember he was talking to Black Widow from the steel trap, and you know, she was just talking. He was just, you know, pouring his heart out. They was just having a conversing, and then she was like, "Gotcha, bitch," because she thought she got information from him, but he was playing the whole scenario himself because he's manipulating Hulk to, you know, that was the whole plan, to get Hulk to fuck up the ship. But that's when you see Loki, you know, talking to people, manipulating their brains and trying to get them to rethink stuff. So that's a trait that he has, and he's good at it.
He is. He's the god of mischief. You know, it's where Thor has the strength. You know, Loki is more about, you know, Loki is really smart, and he knows what to do to play the chess pieces on the board in order to get himself in a position of power, which is always Loki's thing. Glorious purpose, and my purpose is power. So that's how it is. But you know, as we go through this series, you know, you see a different side of Loki that I am starting to really, really get into. And as we continue along with this series, I'll bring up some things later in the episode that I think are actually going to happen with this Loki based off what I know in the comics. So we're going to go to a next scene. And I'm going to break this up into 2 parts, because in the series, this scene happens simultaneously, but I'm going to break out one scene and we're going to talk about what happened in this scene, and I'm going to break out another scene. So this is the one particular scene about Hunter B-15. Okay. Hunter B-15 is in the hallway. She's having a tough time, and all of a sudden she's like, you know what? F this. So she goes to Sylvie's holding cell, opens it up, and then as soon as she walks in, Sylvie's like, okay, what do you want to fight? And all of a sudden, Hunter B-15 opens up a time portal and tells Sylvie to come with her. They go to an apocalyptic event, which is actually the apocalyptic event that they went to in the previous episode. And that's when Hunter B-15 asked her, what did you do to me? And Sylvie says, I just showed your life before the TVA. Hunter right then stops and says, no, it's a trick. Sylvie says, I cannot create memories. She says, I'm only showing what was your life. So Hunter B-15 then says, no, you know, I'm sorry. Sylvie then says the timekeepers took your life, and you're all variants, just like me. We're all the same. So that's when Hunter B-15 kind of takes a step back and says, okay, well then show me. And that's when Sylvie shows Hunter B-15 the memories, and that's when she realizes that you're true. So I'm going to stop on that particular scene because there's another scene that goes right along with it as well. But for that particular scene, I'm going to go to you, Ali. What were your whole thoughts about that whole thing with Hunter B-15?
Corey, I'm going to come back to you, man. I'm going to come back to you. What do you think fuck the scene. Well, not fuck the scene, but what do you think she showed her? That's my thing. What do you think she showed her?
That was my thoughts.
I know what she showed her.
Okay, this is what I think. Okay, this is what I really think happened, yo. When I was watching this scene, okay, I thought Hunter B-15 was having an orgasm. I'm dead serious, yo.
So what she think she showed her?
I think she was showing her she was having sex. I think she was in bed with her husband or somebody.
No. And that's where we different. Look, I was riding with you. I was like, yo, she definitely showed her something. But she showed her with her wife, her wifey, her girl. It was definitely like, you know, Shorty got the flat top, the little, you know what I'm saying? She definitely got the
Grace Jones.
Grace Jones. Like if you see her on the street, it's a 80% chance she got a flannel shirt on. So trust me.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I want. I think that's what she showed too. I think she showed somebody eating the box. But go ahead. I'm sorry. PG-13. I might have gone too far. But
you good, yo?
But no, that's really all I got. That's all I got to say about this. Because I was like, yo, she's supposed to show some good shit. Because she flipped just like that. I don't even know if she's been having. Maybe she has been having thoughts before.
And
like
clearly, right after.
But either way, whatever she showed her, man, that shit jumped quick. It went from I'm about to hit you with the burner to I'm setting everybody free.
Yeah, and her words was I was happy, and we all know you're at one of your happiest moments when you're about to achieve orgasm. So that's what I thought, yo. I'm not gonna lie. If everyone hasn't seen this scene, go back and watch this scene and just watch Hunter B15's facial expressions and reactions at this scene. You'll see what me and Ali are talking about, man. But that's what I thought, yo. That's what I thought.
Yeah, that's the one. I hate to lie. That's the one time in life you can't be mad at shit. Like that's about to happen, yo. Somebody can come in, they can show you a picture of your video of your car burning up outside or some shit. You're like, I need a new car. It's like it's time to go anyway. Like they can show you anything, yo. You be like, whatever, yo. So, you know what I'm saying?
Oh man, that was funny, yo. That was funny, but yeah, we were on the same page, yo.
Yeah, we there. All right, that's all. We there. Me and you, we are there.
What about you?
That's all.
Look, yo, y'all can stay there. Mine wasn't R-rated or X-rated. My thoughts, it was just simple, man. I thought she saw like her life. Like I thought, hot girl summer. Sundresses out with her girls and all that stuff. She could have saw what could have been. Now she's like a butch looking chick catching variants all the time. But that's the thing. I don't think the variants had an inkling, and that's why I'm kind of on the fence about how Mobius was like super smart enough to figure out like something might be going on. But like all the other people was like, nah, this is our life. This is what we do. We're the TVA, but as soon as she hit her with the bamboozle touch and she really saw what was going on, she was like, and that set her off because she was, like you said, she was pacing outside her cell. She was like, what the hell did she do to me? I need answers right now. What are these thoughts? I need to know what she did in my mind. And that precipitated everything.
But
you never know, man. Go ahead, Alan.
No, honestly, let's just do this serious just for a second. That's just human nature is curious, yo. So no matter, like, even people like born into cults or whatever, like you can be a kid in a cult. They just teach you this. It's always motherfuckers that end up like running away. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because the human mind is curious. And I'm like, yo, is this really all it is? Like, this ain't the answer. So it's always gonna be. No matter what you do, how much you try to brainwash people. It's always gonna be one motherfucker that's gonna be like, nah, man, I don't know about that.
You're right.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Them Amish shows, like I used to binge watch these Amish shows on like A&E and some shit, or like Lifetime or something. Like these people grow up Amish, they ain't got no electricity, no internet. As soon as they be like leaving the barn at the cover at night to go, and they run away from home. They got people to come with they used to be in the cult. Pull up at night, headlights off, set up a time. You see them darting through cornfields and shit to get into the car so they can leave, yo. They got like sanctuaries and all that stuff set up for them, yo.
You know what? For real,
we have those thoughts.
We say, we all making fun about what she showed her, but you never know, man. She could have been in a cookout doing the electric slide and just.
Exactly. But for real, yo, I ain't a lie though. If you see a good wobble line, like I ain't even a line dancing dude, but if you at somewhere, it's a good wobble going on, I get up. I'm like, fuck it, yo, song.
Yeah. That's what she probably
like, look, you can't help it. It's like you can't help it. So I ain't mad at it.
Yeah, she was at a cookout doing the electric slide. She was like, oh shit,
basically.
Yeah, that's it, yo. We got some comments chiming in, man. Let's get these real quick. You guys got me in here sweating, yo. Laughing, man. Let's get these real quick. You guys got me in here sweating, yo. Laughing, man.
Oh my goodness.
What's going on, y'all? I think what she showed Hunter B-15 was her life before with a family, a husband, kids, friends, and that's what really took her back. And she said, "I looked happy," and that's when she decided, "Okay, I'm on the wrong side.
Yep. Facts, yo.
Time to."
Yeah, Vader, man.
Yeah.
Great comment, man. Gotta give you facts on that, man. Yeah. Do you want to go to the next comment,
Oh, yeah, we
or
can
do
go
you
to the
have
next
any
one.
thoughts?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah,
No,
let's go.
yeah. He probably showed
Yeah,
the
let's-
wife
let's
and
go.
kids. Wife eating the box.
Yeah.
I'm not giving up on my theory, y'all. Just so you know.
Hold that theory.
To the bitter end.
My theory, y'all, just so you know. Hold that theory. to the bitter end.
Nah, I saw the
I
rest
just
of the
wanted
question.
some.
Oh,
We so dead. I just hit play.
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, we just don't
Yeah,
dead that question.
we had to let that
it's
one
not
go.
Loki related, y'all.
Yeah, okay.
We good.
And
We'll go back to my
probably
man.
we were talking about the
Oh, go
box.
ahead.
That that's what did it, yo. We were talking about the
I
box,
know.
and she's like, "Oh, you know."
Basically, the show was asking about the only watching the OnlyFans. I'm like, hold on, what Loki and OnlyFans combined, yo? Like, how that shit even mix, yo?
Yo, why would you pay for something you can see for free, yo? Oh no!
Yo,
I watch
You
Loki
got some
for free.
disposable income.
Oh.
You gonna spend some money on some chicks that
I
you
don't
gonna see
watch
that
it.
shit for free.
I do, but I
Yeah.
don't watch Loki for free.
Yeah,
I do, but don't.
I watch Loki.
Everything else
I
for free.
paid for that subscription.
It didn't come out my mouth. Hold on. I don't
That's
play the
funny,
next
man.
comment. We got my boy Charlie Rollback, man.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, go ahead,
I don't
man.
play the next comment. We got my boy Charlie Rollback, man. Yeah, go.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
She could have been shown anything, bro. She could have been shown literally anything. Cookout doing electric slide, daughters, or maybe she has children. Maybe you know what I'm saying, seeing her son play football or watching her daughter cheerlead or play volleyball. Or she could have been shown getting some good dick. Like, who knows? You know
Man, I
what I'm
guess
saying?
you look happy any way you look at it. If you work for the TVA, you doing some non-TVA related shit. Oh, you gonna look happy, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that
but
shit
no,
gotta
I mean,
be
like,
born.
I'm glad. I'm glad it went that way though.
It's like
I
the
think
most
everybody
exciting bornest
realizes.
job ever, yo.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me? Hold up.
Yeah, we lost you, Corey.
Hold on.
You
Make
can
sure I can hear you.
Yo, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
back?
You back.
All right. Yeah, man. I guess that's the thing, yo.
we lost you again,
Everybody
player.
seems to have the same idea that we had. That clearly it looked like she was doing something or feeling something real good.
Roy.
I mean, and
Yo,
I'm breaking up.
yeah.
Adjust your mic, yo.
It's just your mic. I'm doing a drink
Hold
break.
on.
Drink break. It's
See,
4th of
all
July.
these thoughts about what Shorty doing. Got
Holiday
Corey all
weekend.
rattled.
I was about to say, yo, Corey got a little Corey done popped this Cialis this morning, and now he fucking up. But nah, what's good though?
I mean,
but,
that's the thing, yo. About that episode. I mean, that's that part. It's like, she could have did something to her brain. Sylvie could have been an asshole and be like, I ain't doing shit. She could have killed her, escaped, did all that stuff. But that showed a good part of her soul too. Like, it could be two-sided. She can help me take down the TVA. 2, if I show her it's a lie, or she felt sorry for her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm back, fellas. So,
welcome back.
Yeah, I did hear what you said. Yeah, I'm back, yo. I'm back. I'm back. All right. So that was the scene that was going, but there's a second scene that was going right at. Okay, first, can you guys hear me? Okay.
Oh yeah, you're good now. You fire now.
All right, man. I'm fire. I'm back. All right. So right at the same time that this scene is happening, this is when Mobius goes to Ravonna, or let's just call her the judge, and decides to close the case on Loki. He asks her clearly a lot more questions about C20 and why wouldn't he, and he asks more questions about Sylvie and why he wouldn't let Ravonna interrogate her. She deflects. Clearly, she's pivot. She's playing some hella dodgeball with these questions. And then he asks about C20 again, and she clearly tells her the same lie before. And this is when she seems to say that C20 lost her mind and that she died, and that was really true. But then Mobius really doesn't believe her. So then he asks her, what is she going to do with that sword that she got from Sylvie? She goes to put it up on her mantle, and right when she puts it on her mantle, that's when Mobius steals her TemPad and sneaks. Well, he doesn't sneak out. He says, you know what? Look, I gotta go. And even though she's like, wait a minute, you know, that was just a couple drinks, he decides to like, no, I'm good. I'm going to roll out of here and I'll see you later. That's when he goes and takes a look at the TemPad and sees a video of Hunter C20 talking about her dreams, saying that they were real and that she's a variant and she used to be there and yada, yada, yada. And that's when you see them kind of stop her from telling everything. And that's when the video cuts off. And right when you see the video cut off, you see the judge on there, or Ravonna. And that's when Mobius has this look on her face like, OMG. Loki was telling the truth the whole time. So I'm going to stop right there because this scene was happening the same time that B-15 was, you know, getting the box. What were you guys' thoughts about that scene with? What were you guys about that scene with Mobius talking to Ravonna and kind of getting this revelation, like, wow, what I've been thinking the whole time is actually true?
Yo, it's two things. First off, Mobius ain't smooth at all, yo. As smart as he is, he definitely ain't smooth. Like, he was in such a hurry, like, come on, yo, like, any shorty trying to talk to you, whatever, she's like, yo, well, let's get the drinks going. Like, the average man is not going to be like, oh, well, I really got some studying to do. Or, like, I got to go home and get to sleep. Like, come on. He should have just played that out. Like, all right, yeah, let's have some drinks. Like, I guess, I know, quote-unquote, times of the essence, but you know they ain't killing the Lokis unless she says. Until Rihanna says kill them, they all good. And then the second part was the scene like with my girl C20, y'all, and to see the judge. I'm just gonna be calling all types of names, yo. Rihanna, Rhonda, you know what I'm saying? Rashonda did this. She did the R. Kelly sex tape. Was it you? Like, come on, yo. For real, that's what we doing? We just put our face all up in the camera, like looking at it like, how you turn this off? Like, come on, yo.
She did,
go ahead. Yo. And yo, catch that on YouTube, folks. Everybody listen out there, watch this on YouTube. But that shit was like retarded, yo.
She looked directly at the camera, like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And she in charge. That's the thing, yo. She ain't smooth at all, yo.
Phenom, what were your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I had the same take with Ollie, man. I mean, like, you know, I equated to, I don't know if you ever saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre, yo, when, you know, at the end of one episode, they showed Leatherface, like, on camera, like a blurry ass shit. They was coming to kill the people with the camera. But, I mean, like, I think Mobius, like, it broke his heart, yo, to find out, like, he's been lied to. He thought he was doing a good service for the TVA. And then, you know, when he found out, like, yo, what am I believing in? You know what I mean? And we see that all the time. Like, when people really get that realization, like, yo, my whole life has been a lie. Yeah. And, you know, when some people feel like, you know, their life been a lie, they're going to burn everything down. Like, everything will be scorched earth. You know what I'm saying? Because, and that's the thing, you know what I mean? They fucked them up. I mean, and then, but one thing that she tried to manipulate Mobius too was we kept asking about C20. She's like, well, like, no, she's dead or whatever. She's like, why won't you let me talk to Sylvie? He's like, because I want to protect you. We're lost agents. I don't want anything to happen to you. Yeah, so he's like, oh, I'm your favorite TSA, I mean, TVA agent. So, you know, he played along with it too. Like, you know what? She really cares about me. And then give me your shit, bitch. And that's what happened. And he went out and saw what happened to C20, and it was over. Like, he was done with the TVA.
Yeah, you can see it immediately. You can see the hurt all over his face. Like, gosh, I've been lied to all this time. You know, so yeah. And I think that her and, you know, you kind of get the impression that Mobius and the judge or Ravonna might have had something going on over the years at the TVA. You know, It just seems like they might have had something, you know. You just
they might have bumped uglies one time.
What about this though? So Ravonna And like we said before, we always knew something was up with her. We said that on
Mm.
previous episodes, but like she doesn't seem like she's a variant. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like she's aged any from the Sylvie incident
Mm.
to the new.
Yeah,
So she
but
looks
she
exactly the
hasn't.
same,
Yeah,
and
that's a
like she
really
doesn't
good.
seem like
When they say
she's not in
time moves
control.
differently, they say time
Yeah.
That's what I
moves
was going to
differently in
say.
So she
TVA.
could be
Yeah,
like some Venice vagina, yo. She be like 10,000 years old, 1,000 years old, whatever it is, yo. Age like
Yeah.
fine
that's
wine. But
That's true, man. She looks exactly the same way she did when she got Loki when she was the child to the way that she hasn't aged a day. But yeah, they do say
Mhm.
that time works different in the TVA, and that's my best explanation for that.
like the
Yeah,
fountain
we
of
got
youth.
another
Yeah.
comment
Yeah.
though with Vader. I'm sorry, Phenom. Go ahead, finish your thought.
No, that was it. I was at the fountain of youth.
Okay, all right.
All right, let me get this comment going
Yeah.
for the people.
All right. Oh, all right. Let me get this comment going for the people.
See now, after seeing that scene, it makes you think. After seeing that scene and the post credits, it really makes you think. How many Mobius have there been?
Oh, we
Think
definitely
about
gonna get
it.
to that.
Yeah.
Wow.
We don't
That's
say
theory
that
about that
fine that end
yeah.
credit to the end.
Yeah, we're
We're
gonna
definitely
say
talk that
that.
one up. We're
Yeah.
gonna address that at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot more to address once we get to the end. Let's see.
Want to do the other one?
Yeah, let's go ahead and man. Let's do the other one. Yeah, let's do that. Yes, sir. Yeah, let's do that. Yes, sir.
Well, you guys know from the comics, Ravonna is the girl that Kang is in love with. And I think what they're doing is they're switching up and having in the MCU, Ravonna is in love with Kang. I'm just thinking, not 100%, because we know Kang is coming. It's going to be interesting to see. But whereas she wasn't a villain in the comics, I think the MCU.
Look, you know he believed in that comment when he said, I'm just saying.
Hey, but
I
you know
ain't
what?
mad at him. I ain't mad at him.
I love our listeners, yo, because we brought up Kang in earlier episodes. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's hey, that's that theory is plausible.
Yo, fellas, I'm gonna be right back. I got some kid. Black Dad energy, yo. Yo, believe
Like
it's
that
real.
energy. Go ahead and handle your business. I'm gonna
If y'all ever see me on Channel 5 News, I ain't gonna drive him in the lake or nothing. It's gonna be like, yo, this dad. Well, I ain't gonna say too much. Nah, I don't want to incriminate myself. Nah, I'm just joking, people. Just say, don't call CPS. I'm joking. I'll be right back, though.
Yo, but Vader, I'll address your comment, man. That's a great comment because you are right. In the comics, Kang is in love with Ravonna. And that is very true. This idea could be switched around in the comics where Ravonna is in love with Kang. And also in the comics, Ravonna is good. So the fact to do a pivot on that in this series and have it where Ravonna is bad is very interesting. And I'd never even thought about that. But it's so good because what this does is this sets up a whole cataclysmic side of events on how this is going to play out. What is the TVA? Is she driven by someone? Is this all her? Well, I don't think it is, because we'll get to that further in there, but it really is very interesting on how this plays out. Because in the comics, you are totally right. Kang is the one so drivenly in love with Ravonna, and he just goes madly in love with her, and it really could be the other way around. So it's going to be very interesting. And you're right, Ravonna could be the bad person, because she clearly shows some signs of being that. Like she's not a good person. She's not a good guy in this series. As we continue to go along in this particular episode. Phenom, you have any comments on that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how bad she is.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do bad things to maintain order. You know what I mean? So, we don't know who's really pulling the strings. Who Ravonna is reporting to. Like earlier in the episode when she was like, yo, they pissed with me. So, everybody thinks it's the timekeepers that's pissed with her because, that's who she reports to. But like, like somebody brought up in earlier episodes, people say, well, if you look at one of the timekeepers, it looks like Kang. Like somebody actually pointed that out in previous episodes of the podcast. So I'm like, that could be plausible too, and that makes sense because it does look like Kang. He's about to be introduced into the Marvel universe, so that's a very plausible theory. Because you never know. She could be riding for her man. They could be together now.
Yeah.
She could be riding for
Yeah.
her man right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, very, very good scene. Very good point, man. Got to rob you on that, and we're gonna roll into the next scene. So Mobius goes back to Loki and says, "Dude, I believe you." And right when I'm just gonna keep this really short, but he basically goes back to the cell and says, "I believe you." And right when they're about to leave the cell, there you have Ravonna sitting right there waiting for him outside, and she says, "I think you have something of mine." And that's when Mobius. You can see it written all over his face. He knows something bad is about to happen. And that's when he says, if I could go anywhere, then I want to go to my life before the TVA and ride my jet skis. And that's when they zap my man, yo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when they zap my man Mobius with the stick. And they prune him and he is gone. Right then and there. And I'm going to stop right there because, there's a lot to talk about in the scene. But what were you guys' thoughts when he goes back to Loki after he finds out, kind of has a conversation with Loki, like, we got to get this done. I believe you. And as soon as he goes out, they're right there and they prune him. I mean, what were your thoughts when you first saw this? Ali, I go with you.
All right, yo. This one don't have to be honest with y'all, yo. This one be like, what they used to call me, like, beep, beep, beep. That's the garbage truck backing up, yo. The trash man is back, yo. And I got some shit with this episode, to be honest with you, yo. Like, the episode was decent, but they shot a lot of their bullets this episode. And to me, them shits ain't really hit. Because, like, this death scene was just kind of like, I don't know. It was just like, you could be like it was sudden, but it really wasn't sudden. Like, I already knew he was about to die. And then, I really had nothing to say. To me, it was just kind of like, all right. Oh, well, Mobius died. And it's fucked up because I like Mobius. So I should have had some emotions with it. And I really had no emotions with it, man. So this is when the episode started going downhill for me. Like, the shit was, I was riding high. Oh, I didn't want to just ruin it. Because I was going to say, it was it was a decent episode. But for all the shit that they had in this episode, this shit should have been way better. And this was like the downslide for me.
Okay.
The trash man is back.
All right.
Yo.
All right.
Every Wednesday and Saturday, have your shit on the curb.
Phenom, what about you, man? What were your thoughts on that?
We talked about it earlier in the episodes. We all wanted to see Mobius on the jet ski. That'd have been optimal because he put in a lot of work. That was what we wanted to see. So my second thought is it wouldn't have been that easy to kill my ass. I'd have ran like I want to be Ricky from Boys in the Hood. I'd have been zigzagging everything.
Zigzag, yeah, you got zigzag.
They definitely would have had to catch me. I mean, I'm not giving up that easy, yo. Some people going with me. You know what I'm saying?
I was saying, if anything, I would be like, Loki.
Put Loki in the way.
Yeah.
Hey, get my Carl Lewis on, yo. Or you say both for the young cats, yo. But hurling over everybody, yo. But that's the thing, man. I mean, like, I definitely understand what Ollie's saying about the bullets, them throwing everything in this episode. I mean, I do disagree with them. I think, I didn't think Mobius was going to die right there. I thought it was going to, take him away. But nah, she was like, he's inconsequential. Let's get him out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I didn't like that.
I'm going to, respectfully disagree with you, Ollie. I was shocked when they did that in that scene. I was shocked. I thought it came sudden. I didn't think they were going to take him out. I thought maybe he was going to be apprehended and they were going to question him and yada, yada, yada. But when they took him out, I was like, oh, snap. Like, they really took him out. And I was like, daggone it. I really wanted my man to get on that damn jet ski. And, but I want to go back a couple scenes before I get to that. When Mobius goes to see Loki, there's something in that scene that I picked out. And Mobius tells Loki right before he leaves, he's like, look, you can be anything that you want to be, even someone good. And that really stood out to me because it did two things. One, it was saying that clearly Mobius debunked all his thoughts on what the TVA was because TVA, because clearly he was all about the TVA. It doesn't matter what you do. This is your timeline. There's nothing you can do to prevent it. So clearly by him saying that, he's debunked that. And by him saying that Loki could be good, it was letting him know, like, look, even though you're born a certain way, doesn't mean that that's your trajectory. You can be whatever you want to be now, because this whole thing about the TVA has completely been dismantled. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because in the comics, and there is an actual storyline where the Scarlet Witch actually.
That's why Corey's here. Corey. That's why he here. He bringing the knowledge. I'm talking. I got super loud right now. Let me back up. But yeah, Corey bringing the knowledge. Go ahead.
The reason why I bring this up is because in the comics there is actually a situation where Scarlet Witch actually puts a spell out and changes all the good guys to villains, and all the villains become good guys. And it's crazy, but she actually does this. And in this time period, it's actually Loki is good. He is actually good. And to let you guys know, it happens in this series of comics called The Agents of Asgard. And I remember reading these comics, short window of comics, not a long time, but it's a small window of comics called The Agents of Asgard. And Loki is actually good. And Loki is so good that he actually can wield the Thor hammer. He can actually wield Mjolnir. So that's what I was like, this is very, very interesting. Now, I don't think that's going to happen in this series, but what I think they're setting up in here is that, look, we're setting up for this particular Loki to possibly become the anti-hero. Like, he does not have to have the trajectory that we think he has because there is no TVA to say that this is his destiny. But that's just a theory that I believe that this is going to set him up to be the anti-hero moving on. But that's just a theory. We think it
I mean, your theories be right.
Yeah, that's a little something.
Some of the time, some of the time, like I had to throw that in. I'm like, yeah, no, you got a better shooting percentage than me, yo. I'm like
yeah. I mean, it does happen. This is pretty good. Yeah.
No, my shit ain't. I got John Stark shooting percentage. All right, we're gonna play a comment. Which one you want to play, man? I'll let you tell. You tell me.
All right, man. Let's play both of them, man. Let's play Charlie Roy. Let's see what Charlie Roy got to say.
I know every time you say Charlie Roy, right? For some reason I'm saying Charlie was well. I want to be like Charlie Murphy. Darkness.
Fuck, yo.
All right. Random. I don't know why, but that's what's happening in my brain. That's how y'all know I'm fucked up.
I don't know why.
Oh, damn.
That's what's happening. In my brain. That's how y'all know I'm fucked up. Oh, damn.
There's a lot more that also has to be divulged because we have to definitely take a look to see if they're going to actually reveal the real actual timekeepers and the true power of where they are. Because to have a place to where the Infinity Stones are useless, there has to be an ultimate power controlling that. And if people go into the comics and dig deep, they'll find it. I don't want to confuse anybody by talking about it because this is where we start to see a lot more of the multiverse really come into it. We're going to see with the Eternals. Hopefully they explain that very well of who the Eternals are and that type of thing, whatever. But all these factors that lead into different dimensions, time zones, things that have been interrupted, is just a continuation.
Charlie Roy, you're hitting the nail on the head, man. And you're right. Sometimes you can, there's a lot in the comics that bring up the multiverse. So they are really putting everything on deck to set up the multiverse. And you're right. I'm very interested in the Eternals to figure out how they're going to talk about that and how you bring them into this whole thing. The storyline with the Eternals can be a little complicated, but I'm going to try to keep it just real simple for the comics. From the comics, the Eternals are The Eternals are like a combination.
Bitch ass niggas.
The Eternals were created by these
I'll
beings.
tell you why.
The Eternals were created by these beings called the Celestials. And the Celestials created like 3 types of people. They came to Earth and did experiments on apes. And they wound up creating these 3 types of beings from apes: humans, these, I can't remember the other name, but kind of like these subset of humans. And you got the Eternals, which is like the upper end, but they have powers and they're immortal. They can live a long time, or they age very slow. But anyway, long story short, I know why you're probably calling them that, Ollie, because they live a long time, which means they've been here a long time. So where they ass at? You know, they got to explain that. You know, so we'll figure out what's going on.
You already there with me. I'm like, yo, that's like we sat in the shadows for this long.
Yeah.
Motherfucking. All types of shit didn't happen. And it was like, we finally decided to come out to save the world type shit. I'm like, yo, all this bullshit been going on for this long, and now y'all just starting to come out? Like, come on, man.
Yeah. I'm sure they will explain that in the movie, and I'm sure they'll figure out a way to explain that in the movie. But
and just because I'm halfway psychic, yep, you already know it's gonna be. It's gonna be like a young Eternal. It might be like only like 1,000 years old. It's gonna be the one. It'd be like the kids. It's gonna be like we should have been came out. Like that's what it's. You already know it's gonna be the old heads. It's like no, we gotta still send it back. And the young folks that's only 2,000 years old instead of 10,000 years old, and be like no, we gotta come on out. And that's gonna be the
Wakanda theory, yo. Like in Wakanda, it's like nah, we ain't giving no resources. But now the new king want to get the resources to the people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I definitely agree with that, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
man. I agree with it too, man. Do you want to hit one before we go to the next scene? One of these comments before we go to the next one, and then we'll go to the next scene. Yeah, man. Because this is
all right. What we want to do? My boy Zombie is back.
What we want to do? My boy Zombie is back.
You know what, Corey? That's fucking amazing that you said that, because when she did it for her own sick pleasure.
I'm trying to remember what James is referring to. Oh, when she pruned Mobius, I think that's what James is referring to.
Oh no, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, but let's.
See. I'm gonna go to his next joint too, because
let's do it.
All right. Oh, my bad.
I'm gonna go to his next joint too, because I was short.
Let's do it.
All right. Oh, my bad.
You know what? That is a spine-chilling theory of just having that, the knowledge of maybe they might even do an episode where they show the actual timekeepers. This is gonna be fucking crazy. And to have the ability of the Infinity Stones, that right there, to only be useful in the universe and not in the actual timeline scapes, that is just unbelievable to me. And what Charlie was saying too is about the Infinity Stones, like there's an
me too, James. I'm ready for that. Yeah, because the Infinity Stones cannot be used in this TVA, which is so interesting. So let's. Moving on with this is a nice segue because we're talking about the timekeepers. So the TVA then takes Sylvie. I'm sorry, the TVA then takes Sylvie and Loki to the timekeepers. Rahana realizes that Hunter B15 has been in the cell visiting Sylvie, and then he puts a hit out on her. Basically, he's like, "Yo, we got to put a hit out on Hunter B15." The elevator door opens, and then Sylvie asks, "What was her particular Nexus event to want to take you away from my life as a kid?" So she asks what that was, and the judge or Ravana actually says, "I don't remember," which is kind of effed up. Then the doors open, and we finally see the timekeepers. And the timekeepers say they're going to kill them. And right when they gave the order, all of a sudden, Hunter B15 shows up. She unlocks the brace around their necks, and Loki and Sylvie and Hunter B15 actually starts fighting the Minutemen in the room. Hunter, B15 takes a couple of blows and falls down on the ground. But then you see Sylvie and Ravana face off. Sylvie clearly gets the best of her, and right when she gets the best of her, Loki has killed all the other Minutemen, and that's when Sylvie takes the sword after looking at the timekeepers, and this is when the timekeepers start having like a conversation with her, like, hey, hold on, we got something for you if you want to talk some business. And then she's like, yeah, F that, throws the knife, cuts one of their necks off, and then all of a sudden the neck starts falling down the stairs. And right then you start to realize that something's up. She picks it up and she realizes that it's an android, and she says something like, it's just a fake whatever. And that's when Loki then turns around to her and starts to express his feelings to Sylvie in a way. So right when he's expressing his feelings to Sylvie, right at that moment, my man Loki gets stuck in the back by Rihanna, and all of a sudden he is pruned and goes away. Sylvie gets the best of Ravonna, grabs the stick away, points it at her, and threatens her life and says, you're going to tell me everything. So I want to stop right there before we go to any further. What were your thoughts about this whole scene with the timekeepers, the whole battle, just the whole thing? I'm going to start with you first, man, because you got a look on your face, brother. Hit me with it.
Oh, man. This shit was so garbage, yo. Like, to me, honestly, I don't say it's so garbage. Maybe that's too strong a word, but it was definitely it may not have been trash day. It was definitely recycling day, yo. Like, for real, yo. Like, the shit was fucking... Man, like, first when they came in the room, I was like, oh shit, we don't see the timekeepers, whatever. They showed the first one in the middle. I was like, all right, whatever. When they showed the dude to his right, with my left,
with the mustache,
and the jokes have been made all over the internet already. Like this, I was like, yo, this is some Jen Henson Muppet shit. Like, what the fuck is this going on right now? I was so pissed. Like, literally, I'm gonna have to start live. Like doing live when I watch this shit, so I could be like, "Yo, I told you, I said this shit. Like, this is dumb as fuck." I was like, definitely look like some Chuck E. Cheese and a.
It did. I thought so too. I thought they was
you got the mouse in the corner, whatever, just playing the guitar. The other motherfucker on the keys.
One of the Chuck E. Cheese performers, right? Yeah.
I was like, yo, this shit was horrible, man. So then they started doing the fight. The fight scene was decent, though. I ain't no front. The fight scene, they started fighting, whatever. But then the other shit was with Rihanna, yo. Yo, Rihanna was going to hit Sylvie with the umbrella. An umbrella. She was like, Sylvie gets on top of her and just punches her, yo. Yeah, and I was like, she just jumped up like, yeah. She was like, what from I'm about to kill you, I punch you, I just jump up. And then my boy does his little final scene, Loki. And anybody who knows, like, yo, any TV show, if the husband talks about his wife or girlfriend pregnant and they on the joint, he's about to die. It's certain shit, right? The whole time I was thinking he's about to die. Like, he's just sitting there all slow talking and this. I was like, the only thing that did get me on was, I thought she was gonna stab him with the sword, like with the Sylvie sword, but she did hit him with the burner. And I was like, oh damn, she hit him with the burner. Like that was the only thing. But besides that, the whole conversation, I was just waiting on Shorty to jump up to kill him, cause I was like, yo, why Sylvie ain't killed the Shorty? Like, the shit was so dumb to me, yo. And this is like I said, all this shit was just downhill, man. It was downhill, yo. I was like, because I thought the timekeepers was real for a second, when they showed them through the doors earlier in the episode. Then once I seen them, I was like, oh, yo, these timekeepers are straight trash, garbage. She killed her with the animatronics. So I was like, oh, all right, I was right. Like, I'm glad this ain't it, because if that would have been it, I would have really been like, yo, fuck this show. But just in general, man. I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, a lot of shit happened this episode. This episode should have been fire, like flames. Yeah. And for it to just be okay makes it trash, yo.
All right, I got you. Phenom, what were your thoughts on this scene, man? We know what Ollie's thoughts are.
I mean, all right. My first thought is they only got one fucking door in that room. They ain't got no exit. Like, if somebody busts in there, people start fighting. The timekeepers can't get out the room. You know what I'm saying? They got to go through the golden doors. They ain't got no exit sign or nothing to get out of. But, I mean, I think first of all, Loki takes too fucking long to express his feelings, yo. I mean, there's no movies where like, hey, let's get out of here, and then I will express my feelings once we get out of here. Versus knock somebody out. Everybody knows people wake up from being knocked out, yo. You know what I'm saying? Every movie you've seen, somebody get knocked out. If you don't kill him, and I don't know. Well, I know why they didn't kill him because they, Sylvie needed some information, especially when she knocked the head off the timekeeper.
Right.
But I mean, it was some Wizard of Oz shit. You know what I'm saying? We'll find out who the timekeepers really are. Where they, I mean, obviously they're not located there, but yeah, I mean, all that money Marvel got, they could have made that shit more believable, yo. Like the timekeepers, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, when I get technical with it, it did look very like it was a little unfinished. It did look like they were puppets. I'm not gonna lie. I got kind of like the Bill and Ted vibe when I walked in. For real, I thought it was them 3 dudes from Bill and Ted up there. Like I thought it was like this. But yeah, I thought the Chuck E. Cheese joint too. I'm like, yo, these look kind of. But look, I take my mind out of it. I'm like, for when I saw her actually walk in and show the timekeeper, I was like, oh snap. I guess I was wrong. There really is timekeepers. But then I thought to myself, but still, it's Oz. Who is the guy behind the curtain? So I'm like, just because I'm seeing timekeepers doesn't mean there's really timekeepers. So that's when I started to take my mind out of it. And then, I'm not going to lie. I'm looking at them like, yeah, they could have been a little better, but still, and you guys are right. Everybody that gets punched clearly comes back. They revive. Why did she stab her or something like that? Yeah, I mean, I get your point on that. But go ahead, Ali. What were you about to say?
No, my bad. I mean, because I was just saying, like, when they saw him, like, the first guy, the guy in the middle, like, it wasn't bad. I mean, like, it was decent. But once you saw the man with the shit, what's the
Fu Manchu mustache?
Yeah, he had that. It was Corey up in that chair with the beard and shit. But that shit won't. That shit was like cartoonish. Like, I was like, like, it was so cartoonish. I was like, come on, man, what are we doing here, yo? Disney Plus. Y'all got billions, so make this happen. Make this right. Go ahead.
Yeah. To go on your point, Phenom, you said if Loki has a long time expressing his feelings. I get why though, because he's never really done that, and you realize that that's why there was the Nexus event in the beginning, because they don't do that. And the fact that both of them were doing it at that moment is why you had the erection in the timeline. So that's why it takes him so long to get his out, because he's never really done it before. But that's what I think is going on here. And, I'm going to touch on some things in this that I had to write some notes about just to make sure I'm hitting on some key points. Clearly, we know that these aren't the timekeepers. Who is the person really behind the timekeepers? Everybody's been talking right now that it's Kang the Conqueror. Clearly could be Kang the Conqueror. And the reason why is because Kang the Conqueror does travel through time. And if you're a time traveler, what better way to have dominion over time than create an agency of TVA to make sure that everything goes the way that you want it to? So Kang the Conqueror still could be the guy behind the curtains trying to pull all the buttons, and who Rihanna is working for. One thing that I realized though is that when Sylvie gets that stick and is like going towards Rihanna, she almost is like, kill me, because clearly what is going to happen to me is much worse than what you can do to me. So I'm like, who does she work for? That she's like, I don't care if you kill me, because if you don't kill me, then this guy's going to kill me. That I'm starting to think like, who does she work for?
Because she can't use magic. I mean, unless she takes her somewhere where she can kind of get into her brain to figure out what the TVA is.
I'm sure that's what she's going to do. She'll probably snatch her up and jump through a portal somewhere.
But yeah, Corey, I mean, what you were saying, like, I don't think, I mean, like, I'm not begrudging Loki for having feelings and trying to articulate it. My thing is, that ain't the time or fucking place to do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's my whole thing.
True, yeah. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Then let's talk about it.
I'm like, I just murdered 6 folks up in here. Let me tell you, I love you. Like, you most dead bodies in the animatronic head. Like, come on.
That's true.
Yeah, you're right, yo.
This ain't the place to do that.
Everything, yo.
You did do an homage. I heard a burner line in there. Shout out to Battle Rap URL. Oh yeah. I said when you said the burner, a lot of people don't know that, but yeah, I caught you.
Shout out Bill Collector.
Yes, sir.
Also, another thing I want to touch on in this scene, guys, is that I think is really important that I think is going to come up later in this series is were they so hell bent on this particular Loki, this particular variant to kind of stop her from everything? And I have a theory that I think that this particular Loki, they knew that if she ever got in contact with any other Loki, that somehow that they were going to have a Nexus event, because if you realize they've been hunting Lokis through this whole series.
Yeah,
and I guess they probably knew. Yeah, they've been hunting a lot of them. And I think the reason why they've been hunting them is because they probably knew that if this particular variant got in contact with a Loki, not knowing which one, that something big was going to happen that they did not ever want to happen in the timeline. And that's why I think they grabbed her as a child, because they were probably trying to stop the connection between her and the Loki that we know from the MCU, because they're bringing something out in each other that never has happened before. So that's my theory on that, on why that they've been trying to stop that for so long. But did you guys have any other thoughts on this last scene about the Chuck E. Cheese performers or anything else going on?
Trash.
I mean, aside from Loki getting pruned, that was just startling to me. I didn't think that was going to happen. I understood why it happened, because he took too fucking long to talk.
Yeah,
but
but
I'm ready to watch the next episode.
I
need to wrap this shit up.
I love you, Phoenix. I love you, man. I gotta stop all this shit, though. I gotta stop this shit. Like, literally, yo. If I started a conversation with you right now, like you and Corey, we meet up, y'all somewhere. I see y'all out. I'm like, what up, nigga? Like, yo, what up? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? What's popping? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, I just watched this episode of Loki. Yo, Mobius got killed. No, I'm like, first, Loki and Sylvie got saved and captured. Mobius got killed. They saw the timekeepers, and fucking Loki died at the end. Like, this should be the most fire episode ever. The fact that this shit's just still like, it's good, but it's just like, dog, that makes it trash. Like, that's just my math, yo. That's just my math, yo. Yo,
I mean, but like we were teetering on this series the whole time though. Like
y'all have,
I could say, like we've been saying, like we waiting for it to get better, yo. Because I was the Russian judge early. Like I won't give it no high marks. Like Corey did, but not to say like because Corey, like you see it differently than I do sometimes.
Now you the Asgard judge. You on their side. Go ahead.
I'm saying this episode was better. I mean, I do agree with you. They put a whole lot in this episode, and they only got 2 more episodes to do. I mean, it's only 6 episodes. You know what I'm saying? So it feels a little rushed, but they got it tied together, yo. I really want to see what the alligator. Oh, never mind. We'll go for it. Go ahead, Corey.
Yeah, we'll go into that. Before we go to that part, let's hit a couple of these questions so we can tie this off. And we're going to go to that. Yeah, absolutely. We got
Black Dad Energy. Come here, man.
Black Dad Energy is in effect right there.
For my YouTube folks and all y'all listening. Look, he ready to go to the pool tomorrow. Say what up?
There you go.
Yeah. All right. You on camera now.
Hold up. No black eyes, no bruises. I just talking shit, y'all. Carry your ass off. Close the door.
Hey, that's Black Dad Energy right there, yo. It's Black Dad Energy.
Which joint y'all? Oh man, my bad.
Let's do the last 2, man. Let's do the last 2.
I'm about to go close this door. And that's why y'all be like, oh, he be getting up and leaving. Like, you don't know what I go through here, man. I got the sun in my eyes right now. I get these suns in my eyes here. It's like from both ways, yo. I can't get away from them. Let's see.
Like from both ways, yo. I can't get away from them.
And we just don't, man. I don't know, Corey. I just hit one.
We just on back. Yeah, I don't know.
I knew I should have clarified about it. It was the Scarlet Witch comment.
Yeah. Always a pleasure having you, brother.
Her being vengeful.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he tied it together.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
All that stuff.
Yeah, James be on point. He ain't don't fuck around.
what it was. Yeah, James be on point. He ain't don't fuck around.
Yeah, I'm gonna back up the homies Oli with a bit more hate. The scene where they're going to the timekeepers, that whole scene was trash. It wasn't good. It wasn't like the whole thing wasn't up to par with what we could have had at the end of all of that bullshit. Like it wasn't, the fight scene wasn't good. I hate these sequence fight scenes anyway.
I'm not alone in this world. I ain't to lie. Thank you, Charlie, yo. Thank you, Charlie, yo.
Yeah,
I thought I was alone in this world, because, I ain't no front, man. Because after I watched the show, my bad. I'm a bad female. After I watched the show, I did go online and look around. Everybody loved this episode. And I was just like, maybe it's me. I am the hater. I'm not the known hater.
Like, you're right. The
I was just like,
lackluster.
I was just like, yo, for all the shit that happened, it just didn't pop like that for me, man.
You are not alone.
Thank you. There you go. Let it go. Come on. Any little like, damn, but it's gotta be Michael.
Yeah. I couldn't think of nothing else at the time, yo. I mean, that's the best I got right now.
Michael innocent, they say.
Yeah, but so we're going to go right into this post-credit scene. So this is where things get really interesting. Oh, I'm sorry, Ali, did you want to do anything else?
Oh no, unless you want to hit with another comment, we're good.
All right, so we're going to go right into this post-credit scene. So if everybody doesn't know, there's a post-credit scene to episode 4. So going right to the post-credit scene pops off and you see Loki on the ground, wondering if he is in hell and if he's dead, actually. And he hears a voice that says, "No, but you will be if you do not come with us." He looks up and there are 3 Lokis. There's a kid Loki, a black guy Loki, and an old guy Loki. And that's kind of the post-credit scene.
Bro, I got to cut you off for a second, yo. You forgot the most important Loki. You said
what, the
kid Loki? Yes. You said kid Loki, but Loki, old Loki. Kept up, like, how the fuck? It's an alligator Loki.
Alligator Loki, yeah.
Yeah.
But my bad. Come back. You back.
No, I got you. But Ali, I'm just going to start with you first, Mr. Trash Man. Yo, what were your thoughts when you saw this post-credit scene?
I mean, my interest was piqued, honestly, and I'm glad we in a group chat, because I wouldn't never saw it. Because after the end scene with Loki, I was like, I turned that shit off, and you was like, yo, fellas, it's a post-credit scene.
You gotta scroll to the end, yo. Every time you gotta scroll, man, to see if it's an end scene or not.
I ain't gonna lie. Thank you, Corey. Mr. Corey Roy saved. So you definitely saved me there. And when I saw it, I mean, it definitely piqued my interest. It was cool, you know what I'm saying? Especially like he just woke up like my hand was like, no, and you will be, come with us. So they kept it short, quick, boop, boop, boop. So it's definitely got me excited, man.
Okay, Phenom, what about you?
So I liked it. I mean, obviously seeing other Lokis, but I did some digging. They said the black guy wasn't a Loki; he was a Thor. So I want to see if that's real or not. You know what I'm saying? Because they said, there was no Black Thors in the universe, but there was a group of kind of Black Thors people. I can't remember. My mind fails me, but yeah, because he had the hammer in his hand.
Yeah.
So, and Loki never carried the hammer until, but in other timelines he did though. Like when he was good, like you brought up earlier.
Like I said earlier. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I know this is boastful Loki. I did see that online. I got sidetracked because I was looking at Kate Cunningham highlights. Detroit Pistons #1 draft pick. Yo, come fuck with us. Detroit versus everybody. But go ahead. I got sidetracked. I had to I wish I could screen record. I was watching. I was reading. I was like, who are these Lokis or whatever? It was like boastful Loki, this and that. And then I got a little pop up because I got a little alert. I was like, oh shit, Detroit, and I got sidetracked. But it is what it is.
Well, let me tell you guys what I thought when I first saw this. Let me tell you what I thought when I first saw the scene. When I first saw the scene, my interest was already peaked when I first saw that Loki was alive. So I was like, okay, this is good. And then when he looks up and sees all the different Lokis, immediately I thought of the different timelines with all the different Lokis. Lady Loki is already one of them. And also in the universe, there's a kid Loki. And I call him Old Man Loki because that's just what I've always thought of him as. But he's actually referred to in the comics as King Loki. Now, the black guy Loki or the black Loki, this is my theory on that. I think it is a Loki. I don't think it's Thor at all. And the reason why I say I think it's Loki is because I read the comics called Agents of Asgard, where Loki actually is good. And Loki actually can wield the hammer of Mjolnir. But in that universe. So what I think this is this is the Loki in that universe as a good Loki that's wielding the hammer of Mjolnir or Thor's hammer, and that's why he has a hammer in hand. And and also in the comics, that that Loki is a little bulkier. He's clearly got the build to wield the hammer. So with this being a multi-universe, I think it's great that they're actually tying in and having a person of color be the good Loki, you know. So I think it's the good Loki. I do not think it's Thor, but look, we will find out later clearly in the next episode if that's really going to be something. And something I also think of as well, where are these guys? And is Mobius still alive?
Where they at?
Yeah. And I think Mobius is still alive.
Yeah,
and I think all of the people that they burn are in that wasteland. I think it's an apocalyptic wasteland that they dump everybody that they burn, and Mobius is right there with them. What are your thoughts, Ollie?
No, I'm with you there because as soon as he was like, I'm alive, whatever. I mean, I ain't gonna say as soon as, but when I turned it off, TV was like fucking. I was like, oh, you know what? Mobius probably ain't dead because it's Owen fucking Wilson, yo. They ain't wasting that shit. They cut that motherfucker check. They about to we don't ride this check out. We don't make you work. So it'll be a full episode and done. So, but I want him back, and he a crowd favorite. So you know what I'm saying.
Owen Wilson is there.
They don't bring him back even if it ain't this show. They don't bring him back somehow, some way. So, but no, I was just wondering where there's at. You know, and I will say this though, as far as like the dude holding the hammer. I'm in this room with this sunlight kicking my ass. We doing these midday podcasts. Fuck me up. But just in general, yo, Thor's hammer joint, I really don't, and I will say it doesn't hold weight. In this universe, it don't hold weight. Like after was it Captain America had it, and then when motherfuckers be grabbing that hammer now, like it's just like fucking past the plate, yo. Like, come on, man. That shit.
Everybody got good hearts, yo.
Only
Captain
two
America
people have been able to pick up the hammer. Only two.
Yeah,
only
Captain
two.
America.
Only two. Thor is the only one to pick up the hammer until Endgame. Other people have tried, but nobody's ever been able to pick it up.
Maybe it just feels like it, but maybe it's just because it's Captain America that picked up. I'm like, yo, what the fuck, yo? Captain America ain't got no good heart, yo.
But
his name is Captain America
in the comics. I know, but they're referencing to a point in the comics where Captain America actually does pick up the hammer. He does because he does in the comics. And I mean, look, I thought it was great. In Endgame, when you picked that hammer up, I was like, hell yeah, Captain America picked that hammer up. But look, the way I looked at it, and I'm going off sidetrack, but the fact that Captain America was able to pick up the hammer was because Thor had his weapon. God, it's skipping my mind for a second. Oh God, his weapon. Never mind. It'll come back to me. But you mean since Thor already had his new weapon to defeat Thanos, well, let Captain America pick up the hammer, and he could do it. So but yeah, I feel you on that. I mean, you think people pick up the hammer and it is what it is? Yeah, okay, all right, cool. But look, we can't keep Owen Wilson. He's a crowd favorite. Everybody loves him. We gotta keep Owen Wilson because we gotta see my man on that damn jet ski at the end of this episode, so he can be like, "Wow."
That's definitely what it comes out. Basically, that's what it comes down to. Like for real, yo, we got to see him on the jet. And then in episode 6:49, Wild Duke in credits at 1 hour 3 minutes. If Owen Wilson is not on a jet ski, I'm saying fuck all of this shit, yo. Fuck Disney, fuck the mouse, fuck Marvel. Yeah, I'm going on a jet ski. Thank you, man.
You got to be on the jet ski, just revving it up and be like,
wow. And just have in the suit, hard bottoms.
In the suit on the jet ski.
Brown, dusty suit, just tie fluttering in the wind, like all up in his face. Like, let's do it.
Yep. So, man, this has been a good episode. We got one last comment before we end this series, man, and let's go ahead and we may have a couple comments before we end this series. So let's get to them before we end this, man. It's been a good show.
Well, we'll do a couple, yo.
Yeah,
we got
everybody, thank you for
fresh up
chiming
here.
in, man.
I'm gonna throw his
sir.
on. All right. Oh,
Because we got somebody fresh up here. I'm gonna throw
sir.
his on. All right. Oh yeah.
So what y'all think about the timekeepers now, since they all robots and shit? Do you think they still got something to do with the sacred timeline, or where's the direction of this going? And the multiverse, the quantum realm, the what's the dude name? The new dude that's gonna be in a Quantumania. He's one of.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, so I think this is great that they're setting it up. I don't think the timekeepers are who they are. I think there clearly is somebody behind the scenes working, pulling the strings still. We're still waiting to find out who Oz really is. Yes, and you're right. Oh God, I've got a brain fart on that guy. We were just talking about it.
Straw Hat.
Kane?
Kane.
No. Kane the Conqueror. Yeah, so Kane the Conqueror is going to be an Ant-Man Quantum Realm. The guy that's playing him is already hired for that film. So I think, I think he actually may have something to do with this, but I'm not sure yet. But that's just where it's landing for me, because I just know he has a relationship with Ravonna. So we'll see, man. We'll see how that goes. But other than that, I'm excited about it, and I'm ready to see how this series goes. Phenom, did you have any questions about what my man said or comments?
Definitely, man. I mean, I'm glad they're setting up the Marvel universe or the multiverse. You know what I mean? For Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, obviously they have strong ties to the multiverse. Ant-Man seems like it may, if Kang's in it. So we may have 3 movies coming out with the multiverse. I heard rumblings that Black Widow might have something to do with that too. So I'm gonna see how that plays out in a couple weeks when we get to see that movie. But yeah, I mean, the timekeepers, we're gonna find out who they are. I mean, like obviously they had stand-ins while they really out in the streets doing whatever, but that's what it is, yo. I mean, like they smart.
There's like the club throwing them dollars, like bottle service. She trying to put their head. They got a little text. They got a little beep. They was like, oh shit, like this. Found out. Like, put another 2 bottles this way. Like, where my waitress?
Got the 911 beep, yo.
Yeah, that's all we hear. If we would have been a beep, actually that's good. Since it's old school, they should have had the beeper like beep beep beep. They're like 911.
Yeah.
Like, shit.
Hey, it keeps up with the technology. They had 1950s computers in that joint, 1970s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? The 80s makes sense to have them beepers.
Yep. Molly, do you want to hit one last comment before we go and the series to get everybody's vote on what they thought?
Yes, sir. Let's go. Oh, hold up. My bad. I'm going out of order. I'm going to hit this last joint. It's a long one from Vader.
I'm going to hit this last joint. It's a long one from Vader.
The new hammer Thor had was called Stormbreaker. And Captain America has always been able to pick up Mjolnir. They kind of showed it in the Avengers movie where they had everybody trying to pick it up and nobody picked it up. You see Cap pick it up, but he doesn't really try because he feels it move when he does try. And in the comics, that same scene played out where he knew he could pick it up, but didn't because he didn't want them to know that he could pick it up. And then also in the comics, there's several people that have the ability to wield Mjolnir.
Thor was off that shit, yo. Thor was like, I'm off Mjolnir. I'm on the Stormbreaker, yo.
Yeah, Vader is hitting the nail on the head, man. Thank you, Vader, for Stormbreaker. I could not think of it, but yes, I had a brain fart for a second, but yes, it's Stormbreaker. And you hit the nail on the head. Captain America has been able to wield it. He's done it many times, and you're right. There have been many other people that have been able to wield or pick up Mjolnir. It's so true. Even in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they let Vision pick it up really quick for a second. So it's been good. And actually, Storm does have a Stormbreaker, but from what I can remember in the comics, one of the first people to actually have Stormbreaker, and people correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say it's Beta Ray Bill. Now I'm really digging deep in the comics here, but there's this character, Beta Ray Bill. I know it's
Beta Ray Bill.
BETA Ray Bill. Yeah, that's BETA Ray Bill. Yeah, he's a character.
He stole a carton of cigarettes out the corner store. Beta Ray. It came with robbed before by Newport. So Beta Ray Bill. But go ahead.
Yeah. But yeah, Beta Ray Bill is one of the first people that I remember actually wielding a Stormbreaker, you know. So the fact that I saw Thor get that in Infinity War and then use it again in Endgame, I was like, oh snap, where Beta Ray Bill at? So hey, that might be a character that they bring into the universe a lot later, but that's pretty cool. Vader, yo man, you hit the nail on the head, man. Great comment, man. So always good to
that's some good knowledge. Good knowledge, because he dropped about 3 names I never heard of.
Yeah, Gatorade.
I'm a movie watcher though, y'all. Fuck it. Everybody knows I'm a movie watcher. That's what it is. I'm a movie watcher, yo. All this, I learn every day. Every day I learn, and I'm happy to learn.
We're going to wrap up the episode to give everybody's thoughts of what we want. You know, the rating. Phenom, what about? Do you have any comments about what Vader said?
Nah, I mean,
yeah,
you know, it is what it is. I mean, like, people get to wield it, and like, Thor's off that shit, you know. Yeah. But you know, I'm Ali kind of brainwashed me this episode, man. He made me feeling all high, euphoric. Then, you know, I had to walk my trash out to the curb.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, look, that kind of goes right into this whole particular situation, because when we're going to rate these episodes, I'm really, 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 really curious to figure out what you guys are going to rate this episode.
Hey, hold up. Before we go to the ratings, this is a completely off subject and off the. Yo, we did a Wednesday episode with we was talking about verses with Bobby Brown and Keith Sweat, and I said, "Yo, I got a dad joke." Oh shit. I'm all up in the light. I said I got a dad joke, and I didn't get my dad joke out, and I want to get it out.
You didn't get your dad joke. Yes, I thought about that after the show. Go ahead, man. Get that dad joke in.
All right, this is what do you get when you put Bobby and Keith out in the sun?
I don't know.
Bobby Browns and Keith Sweats.
That shit was dumb, yo. Oh my god. All right.
Yo, that shit fire. I don't care, no. Bobby Browns and Keith Sweats. Man. Yo, this is fire. I don't care. Hate me if you want to.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Bobby Brown and Keith Sweats. Oh man. Okay. I mean, I can see it. You know. All right. So everybody, it's that time, man. And whenever everybody's ready, and Ali, you ready for everybody to kind of give their ratings on these shows?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you want me to start with you first? We go to Phenom. Let's go to. Good. Yeah. All right, man. So let's go to Phenom first. Let's go to Phenom first, then you, then me. All right. So Phenom, we're gonna go to you first, man. You had to. You know, you've given your ratings all the time. So let's give it, man. What was your rating of this episode? We get, and let everybody else know, when we do the Loki series, because in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we give it the Infinity Stone rating. So out of the 6 Infinity Stones, Phenom, how many stones do you give it?
I give it 4.100.1. I mean, because I mean, like the weakest four you get, yo. The weakest.
I can't round. Just so I can only round.
No, I'm not. I mean, like we gonna round to the nearest whole number, which would be.
All right, there we go. Thank you, man. Do the math for me.
I will give it the lowest 4. I mean, it started off strong, but like when I started to think about what Ollie was talking about, I had to put those lenses on. It felt rushed towards the end. It felt like the series is about to end. Let's cram all this shit in here. And that's the thing about having a limited series. If you're going to have a limited series, you got to make sure it's right. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to have 6 episodes, you got to make sure it's done right. And they haven't done right so far. I mean, like, it's been a consistent 4. Like I said, it's still better than WandaVision. Always be better than WandaVision. Everything will be better than WandaVision. But
Corey, don't go fight your ass. Corey about to reach through that screen right now. Catch his hands.
But yeah, like I told you, I'm the Russian judge, yo. Something gotta wow me, and it's gonna be a 4 until I see anything else. It can't go no higher than 4.
All right, cool. Ali, what do you give this episode?
Look, and this is gonna be an odd rating, yo. I just want to explain myself just a little bit. The episode in general, I'll probably give it like a 4, 4.5, for real. But to me, they shot their load, yo. I mean, they killed Mobius, they killed Loki. They showed the timekeepers are real. There's no reason in hell this shouldn't be a 5.5 to 6 stones. And the fact that it's not knocks it down from the 4.5 to we don't do what we don't do. We don't. Let me think. I ain't really thinking about that shit, yo. That's just gonna be 3 stones.
Do it on your heart.
3 stones,
on your heart, man.
All right.
3 stones, man. 3 stones.
That's the lowest episode you've given so far. The lowest one rating so far.
Yeah, that's the lowest rated episode you've done so far. Okay. 3
Yeah,
stones.
and for real, it's a chance it probably deserve less, man. But just the fact that I like them, I'm just gonna let it ride, cause it was kind of trash, yo.
Okay.
That's just me talking, though.
All right. Look, for me, I'm not gonna lie. I love this episode. I've been loving every episode this whole series. I've given this series 4s all the way through. I was this close. I was really this close to giving it a 5. I do understand some of the sentiments you guys have had. So I'm giving it a high 4, though. I'm giving it a high 4. So still 4 stones for me. It was almost at a 5, but there were some little parts in there that I was like, "Ooh, if it had just did a little extra," because they killed Mobius off, they killed Loki, but don't think they're dead. They have 2 more episodes left. This episode was my favorite of the series so far because they built everything up to this, and I'm so curious on where the trajectory is going to go with Sylvie. I don't even want to call her Lady Loki anymore because she's not Lady Loki. This is Sylvie and Loki. So I'm very excited.
My bad. One more second. Horrible.
All right, I'm very excited to see just kind of how this story goes. So while Ollie's doing that and we rated the episode, I'm just we're not going to do that. Okay. All right. So we're going to wait for Ollie to come back. In the meantime, look, everybody, to let everybody know, really enjoy this episode. Thank everybody for coming on this train with us and even all these comments, man. You guys have really left some good comments, man. And I know, Phoenix, you've been going on this episode and you've been giving it consistent 4s. And now, is this, if you had to look at all the episodes that you have, is this your lowest 4? Or do you feel like this is the weakest episode out of all the 4? Or you were more excited about this episode than others?
I mean, I was really excited about this episode because you know where episode 3 left off with them, but we already talked about it. We knew they were going to get saved. We didn't know by who. And then getting them back to the TVA, I wanted it to be more. I mean, like I was upset that Mobius didn't haul ass when he knew he was about to die, but you know, it's like he martyred himself, yo. I won't be a martyr. I mean, I push everybody in front of me if I got to go, except my wife and kids, and that's a stretch too because I don't know what's going to happen. But but at the same time, I mean, it was. I'm not gonna say it's the weakest episode. I thought like the earlier 1 or 2 was maybe weaker. But I mean, I'm at the point right now. I'm not Negro Damas no more. I'm not making any predictions. I'm just in watch mode and judge mode.
All right, cool, man. Well, that's this 4 for you, 3 for Ollie, 4 for me, a high 4. Almost gave it a 5, and I think that's good, man. I think we've done a great show. And look, anybody got anything else to say? That's pretty much it. And then, you know what? I think
I got to run these podcasts when the wife is at home. She has to step out, and I'm over here double duty. And I'm double fisting it.
What do we call it,
Podcast Kids. Podcast Black Dad Energy, yo. Black Dad at BDE.
Black Dad
Shirts
Energy.
coming soon, yo.
This is Black Dad Energy. And look, that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening to This Is It podcast. Thanks for everyone for coming in with their comments. Y'all have some good stuff, good theories, good suggestions. You guys knocking it out the park, man. We want you to come on this journey because y'all are like the host on this show as well. So come on and join this ride. If you are watching us now, hit that like button, subscribe, leave some comments as well. We love to hear what you guys are saying. Don't forget, you can listen to us on all streaming platforms at This Is It podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Google, Apple, doesn't matter. And I'm Coy Roy. You can always find me at CoyRoy_ at Instagram. And my man, Ollie, where can they find you, brother?
Yes, sir. It's your boy Hollywood. You don't find me nowhere but this _it_podcast. We jumped out. We over we are over 700 followers. Thank you for everyone listening or what have you. Everyone that follows, and appreciate everybody left comments. My boy James Zombie, you always there. The realest. Walking Dead zombie. He here. Hey,
right.
So definitely appreciate James. You. Vader, Charlie, everybody who left a comment, appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you do want to see some old pictures of these kids I gotta deal with, you can always text me at Instagram, Hollywood DA. That's what it is. And start checking us out. Subscribe to the YouTube, That's what we need. We need subscribers to the YouTube, Come subscribe.
Yeah, man.
Follow, like, share, do all that shit. Love you.
That's right, man. Let's do it, We come on, everybody, on this ride. Phenom, kicking off to you, brother, man. Love to have you on this show. As always, man, it's been great. Tell us about what's going on in your life.
Hey, Phenom 202. Fuck with your kid, man. I'm telling you, y'all gotta get on that YouTube to get the visuals with the voices, Hey, we appreciate that. Hey, y'all be safe out here this holiday weekend.
Yes,
Even
sir.
if you don't celebrate it, I don't celebrate it. I just like to grill, That's it. Everybody look to me to grill. So, hey, one last thing, be the energy put good energy out in the world, man, so you can get that shit back, all day.
That's right. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And like I always said, everybody.
I celebrated though. Shout out to Will Smith, Independence Day, all day. That's the greatest movie ever. Go ahead.
Oh man.
I celebrate you, Will. Summertime.
It's July 4th weekend. Look, everybody have a great weekend. And as I always say,
summertime.
Everyone, please be safe. And as always, we will see you on the next.
We
will see you on the next episode, man. Peace, Peace.